Hey everybody, Dylan Distraction here, coming to you live from Batlantic Studios. Thought I'd do a quick back to the drawing board, talk about comic books, show you what's on my drawing table, and try to do a quick little live video here. So if you go to uh, DylanDistraction.com, that's my YouTube channel, and I'm live here on Instagram. So double live. That's cool, right? So I hope everyone's doing great. Wanted to let you know that Warhood, my creator-owned comic book, is going to be live on Zoop. So go to zoop.gg. Link is in my bio, the description. Yeah, so I'm psyched to have my creator-owned character Warhood on Zoop, ZOOP.gg, which is a crowdfunding platform that I've used before and I really like. So if you like creator-owned comics, if you like my comic books, go to zoop.gg and check out the Warhood campaign, which is going to be launching in March. So thank you so much to everyone that supports my work and likes my work and shares my work and comments and thumbs up. Really appreciate it. I'm psyched to be able to have my comic books available, ready to go. I just need your help to get it printed and shipped. This is Warhood. This is my character Warhood. He has a hood that is gives him a exoskeleton, and it's a sci-fi action inspired comic book. Definitely a lot of characters I grew up inspired by, and this is kind of my take on Chromium Age action sci-fi comics. So I hope you like it. Check out the campaign at zoop.gg. And yeah, if you're watching on YouTube or Instagram, DylanDistraction.com is my YouTube channel. I post a lot there, and I got a lot coming next week. So if you like my work and you want to see the behind the scenes, the making of, and the process, DylanDistraction.com is a great place to see all my YouTube content. YouTube. Yeah, I'm always on YouTube, so I was like, I should just post more YouTube. Thank you, Maurice. I will keep up the good work. I appreciate it. Thank you for the comment. It's always fun when I get comments. And if you're wondering, this is a clutch pencil with a grip on it, so I can spin it. Usually I have like a dull side, and then I spin it to a sharper side. So you'll see like here, I can throw in like some real tight lines, and then I spin it to the softer, duller side to put in some shadow zones. Shadow zone. Step into the shadow zone. Shadow zone, that's a cool name. I should call a character Shadow Zone. Maybe he's in the shadow zone. Look at that. Brainstorming while I'm working. Always creating. Always thinking. So I hope everyone's having an awesome day. It's Saturday here in sunny southern Maine. And I have two camera phones going. I know. Crazy. So one of them is on YouTube, DylanDistraction.com, and one of them is on Instagram. So you could have two screens open right now, and you could be watching me on both platforms. So if you're watching me on Instagram, check it out on YouTube, DylanDistraction.com. So let me know if it's working. And if you're watching it on YouTube, hey, check it out on Instagram, or the other way around. Whichever one you're watching it on, try it on the other one, or try it on both. Saying to somebody the other day, it's like, I can't remember the last time I went to, like, I don't go to websites much anymore. Remember when websites were a thing? It seems like a long time ago where we were, it's like, oh yeah, I gotta have a website. Everybody's got a website. It's like, I don't know, I think we just go to like Amazon and YouTube and Instagram. Are there other things to do on the internet? I don't know. It seems like that's it. It's definitely become, there's definitely less variety. I think everybody kind of just goes to the same 5 sites over and over again. I used to go to a bunch of different things, and I don't even know if those things still exist anymore. I used to go to MySpace a lot. Anybody remember MySpace? That was a thing. Kind of glad that's dead. I was on there for a lot for like music. It's great for music. If you're a band, I was in a band, so I just go on there all the time, post my music and kind of concerts and stuff like that. But that was a long time ago. What are things you miss? Do you miss newspapers? Remember when newspapers were a thing? Newspapers were a thing, and I want comic books to be the biggest thing. Selfishly, because I'm a fan of them and I make them. So so selfishly, I'd like them to be huge. But also just for historically, I don't like the idea of comic books being less important than movies or TV shows or video games. Because back in my day, kids, movies were terrible. Movies were dumb and terrible. And special effects sucked. There's nothing good. Star Wars, and that was it. Everything else sucked. And television, terrible. There was 3 channels and they sucked. And video games, terrible. You ever try to play a Super Nintendo? It's dumb. It's terrible. I hate it. But comic books were the best. And then everything got more awesome, and comic books, I feel like, became, I don't know, less important, which I hate to think that that's true, but I don't know. I want comic books to be the most important thing because they're the most important thing to me. So hopefully you love comic books wherever you are. Thank you for the hearts and the thumbs ups and the shares. Appreciate it. Yeah. DylanDistraction.com, that's my YouTube channel. Zoop.gg is where you can go to support my work. If you like my character Warhood, and you want to support this campaign, go to Zoop.gg. I wonder if I could comment it. Zoop. I'll put in www.zoop.gg. Try that. See if that works. You go there and you find the pre-launch page for Warhood, which will be coming in March. So definitely keep an eye out for that. It's this character I created, I don't know, geez. I was thinking about it. I was like 2016? 2015? It's been a while. That's crazy to think, but you know, I've been doing create your own comics now for a while. Not as long as some people. I mean, obviously, there's some OGs that have been making create your own comics forever. Since the dawn of time, since fire was invented. But for me, create your own comics, it's always something I've been passionate about. It's always something I've wanted to do. Always something I want to get better at. And I'm so thrilled to find people that like my work and want to support it. So check out my YouTube, DylanDistraction.com, and check out the campaign for Warhood on Zoop, Zoop.gg. And thank you so much to Zoop for having me. You know, there's multiple crowdfunding platforms, and I've used them all. I think they're all great. Whatever creators can do to get their work out there and find supporters, I'm all for it. So whatever platform you use, totally go for it. But I like Zoop. Zoop's been good. So I'd use Zoop again. I'd used it before for my Engraved campaign, which went really well. So I'm hoping to also have success with my Warhood campaign in March. So yeah, this is an F graphite, I think. So it's a little firmer than an HB, but not as firm as a 2H. 2H just, I find, just claws the paper up. So this is definitely a nice mix of smudgy enough. I don't do a lot of schmooging, but it goes on. It doesn't tear the paper up, which is good, but it's not so smushy that I can't, that I have to like hover my hand over everything. I can still put my palm down and it doesn't pick up too bad, depending on the humidity and the temperature, really. Some days it's real dry and the paper is real firm, and then some days it's real humid and the paper's real smooshy. So, I don't know. When you draw for hours and hours at a time, you start to pick up on stuff like that. So yeah, go to zoop.gg, check out the crowdfunding campaign for Warhood, launching in March. You can get the pre-launch alert, and go to DylanDistraction.com and check out my YouTube channel. Those are kind of the 2 things I'm talking about today. But what are you doing? What are you up to, wherever you are in the world? You, right now. Hey, Connor. Hey, man. How you doing, dude? Hope everything's good, wherever everyone is. If you haven't yet checked out the Zoop campaign, go check it out. I'm going to be coming on here and trying to do more live videos as the campaign's rolling in March, but I wanted to start talking about it now so people are aware that it's going on, because I would love your support. Get the book printed and shipped. Oh, thanks, man. Thanks for enjoying my live. It's just me random. We're just talking. I just talk to myself. So it's nice to have people that come on and they're like, "Hey," and then I can actually talk to somebody. Instead of me just talking to myself. It's a lot of me just talking to myself. So yeah, if you haven't yet, go to zoop.gg, check out the campaign, pre-launch page is up, put in your email. You'll get alerted when it goes live. It's going to go live in March. Hope everyone's having a great day wherever you are. It's Super Bowl weekend, I think. I think it's Super Bowl weekend in America, in the United States of America. I don't assume everyone's in the United States of America, but I am. So yeah, I hadn't really defined what this is, obviously. Focusing more on the character and is this pose. But I like the idea of him like stepping through like some sort of fog or fire, maybe. I don't even know if I want him shown. Like, I like when the characters are interacting with the background somehow. So maybe I'll make this look like this. Looks cool. Maybe I like that. I'm gonna ink this too. So, oh, and if you're watching on the YouTube, sorry, we just fell out of frame. But if you're watching on Instagram, you're golden. All right, cool. YouTube's back online. The camera fell. Hey, we're back. All right, cool. So yeah, I'm double streaming YouTube, DylanDistraction.com, and Instagram. So yeah, if you like my work and you want to watch this later, this will be recorded on the YouTube, so you can go watch it on YouTube. And if you like comic books and you want to support my comic book, go to zoop.gg and help me bring this book, Warhood, to life. And yeah, I'm just gonna keep drawing this character. I should define all this stuff down here. Maybe just have this be, I don't know, rocks. You look at Dave Finch's live drawings, he's always drawing like like not always, but he has this great way of like having the character interacting with like rubble and rocks. And you're like, oh, that looks dope. I think it's gonna be like that. I'm gonna go with that. I'm not gonna overthink it. Don't overthink it. So that's my motto. How do you make comics? Step 1, don't overthink it. Step 2, stop thinking. Just make the thing. Don't use your brain. Instinct. Just purely rely on instinct. Oh yeah. There we go. Now we're in the zone. So yeah, Warhood on Zoop, the crowdfunding platform Zoop. Go to zoop.gg and sign up for the alert. Campaign launches in March. So definitely check out the campaign. Help me bring this book to life. My creator-owned comic book series, Warhood. And if you want to watch this recorded video later, go to DylanDistraction.com. That's my YouTube channel. And this is the point where I have to stop talking so I can focus. All right, good. I like inking over my pencils. I tried to ink over blue lines. And I was like, this will be great. I'll ink over blue lines. And then if I screw it up, I can print out a new blue line. Blue lines, for those who don't know, is just like a reproduction, a scan, and a printout. A lot of people ink over blue lines, and I totally get it, especially if you're not the penciler. Totally makes sense. But for me, I like kind of building, like I'm working in clay. And I like this idea that I'm always kind of trying to pull the imagery out of this material. And as soon as I put a blue line in between me and the paper, I didn't have that sort of tangible, grimy clay molding, sculpting feeling anymore. I felt like I was just kind of, I wasn't working the material as much, which is weird. I don't know why I thought that or I think that, but it's a different feeling. And I don't really follow my pencils slavishly. I'm not beholden to any of these lines, right? Like you can see here, any of these marks I'm making, nothing terribly precious about them. It's more the feel of it, the energy of it, the movement of it. And really with the penciling phase, it's a lot about primitive shapes and trying to bring the spheres, the cylinders, the cubes, rendering all that purposefully. And man, it's funny because these are all things you just kind of start thinking about or as you're working. Because I look at old drawings, which are, it's hard to look at. My stuff's changed and evolved quite a bit. But some old work I used to do, I can see where I was just not able to see the problem and I'm sure even now, like the work I'm working on here, I'll look back at this in years or days and be like, oh yeah, I didn't see that wrapping the wrong way. That form isn't right, or that anatomy. I could tell there. I was just I didn't have that quite figured out, and I was fudging it or faking it, and that kind of becomes your style. Right? You look at old Jack Kirby stuff, and it's like, oh, the anatomy is not accurate. It's not like that's what a leg muscle looks like, but that becomes the style. Like that's the way he interpreted the world that he saw, and that's what I love. It's just this idea of the artist, the creator, seeing the world and then making marks to tell their story and their version of reality. That's why I just like using. I use photo reference, and I'll look in a mirror and try to capture an expression or use the imagery, cars or buildings, things that I can't draw off the top of my head. But it's always more fun and better when you have that artist's interpretation. Hey, thank you, Duke. Appreciate it, man. Oh, and let me also say, if I say anybody's name or I'm saying thank you, I've um, I'm terrible at pronouncing people's handles or their names, so I'll be like, I'll stumble over that, and people got offended. People were like upset that I didn't say their name right, or I was like, oh man, I'm sorry, I don't mean to butcher anybody's name, but I'm just terrible at reading. Like everybody's watching now. Thank you so much for watching. I'll try to say someone's name. Pedro Robersi. Thanks so much for watching. Tiegomar.23. Thanks so much for watching. Jed Black Jed. Thanks so much for watching. Duke Black Wellington. Thank you so much for watching. Yeah, I got it. I nailed it. But I've screwed up people's names before, and they're like, they think I'm like making fun of them or doing it on purpose, and it's like, oh no, I'm just terrible at reading people's names. Like, please, no offense. I don't mean to screw up anybody's name on purpose. I get it. I mean, obviously, it's not like right. You could. Other people struggle with it too. It's great because everybody can have whatever the handle or tag or go by whatever they want on the internet, which is awesome. But often it's like it makes sense to them, right? Or it's like mine's Dylan Distraction, and the reason I came up with that was because I'm easily distracted. Obviously, I was in a band called Automatic Distraction, and in the '70s, I loved like '70s punk, and they would always give themselves like a punk name, right? So it would be like Johnny Rotten or Sid Vicious or Joe Strummer or Billy Idol. So everybody kind of in that time had these sort of like punk names, and I love the idea of that. And so I was like, oh yeah, everybody. I'm like Dylan Distraction. Thought that was kind of a, and also just kind of fun. And there's other people named Dylan Andrews, which, and it's like, okay, well, if I'm using Dylan Andrews, I could be confused for like three other artists. Dylan Distraction's pretty distinct. Yeah, Duke. So yeah, tough to read during lives, to pay attention if people have comments. Um, I guess it's good that I don't have a lot of people watching. That way I can give everyone the time and attention that they need. I don't have them flying in. I see some people who do live drawings, David Finch, and just like comment, which is great. It's awesome. There's so many people watching and energized and enthusiastic about seeing someone drawing live. I mean, I love doing it. So it's so cool to see that Dave Finch has such a huge audience, and obviously, the man's a legend. He deserves, you know, twice as many, 10 times as many people watching his work. But it must be tough, and that's why he has to bring on Meredith to like have her kind of go through the chat because it's just can't keep up with it. I don't have that problem. Oh, Pedro Roberto, you drew Warhood in math class. Hey, that's cool. Math is the hardest. If you're ever, hey, that's my suggestion. Pedro, thank you so much for bringing that up. Math is hard. Math class, I don't ever think I ever went through a math class without drawing something. So yes, if you're out there right now, my suggestion to you, if you were in a math class, draw Warhood. Thank you. Great suggestion. Everybody, today or next week, if you have to be stuck in a math class, draw Warhood, because math is the worst. Math never changes, and no one ever uses it. That's the thing that crushes me about math. I think of the hours, the years I wasted trying to learn math. I don't ever use it. They're like, what do you think? You're going to have a calculator in your pocket when you grow up? Yeah, I am. And I do. And so I don't ever need it. I don't use it. When was the last time you did long division? It pays no math. No, it does not. There's no need ever for anyone to use math. No, Duke, don't continue the lie that big math wants you to have. Ugh, where's the money? Follow the money. Big math. It's a conspiracy. Solution for math class. Yes, draw Warhood. Every problem on every test, just draw Warhood. And they'll be like, you failed. This is not the answer to this math. And be like, it's more useful than math, because math is the worst. No, obviously, I'm kidding. I'm sure there must be a use for it. If you're I don't know, a mathematician, maybe you use long division. I maybe once in my life working in IT, I did it some programming. So, all right, fine. All right, fine, Duke. You win. You're the only one that's used math this week. Anyone else, if you used math in the last week, please tell me why. Because there's no, other than if you're in IT and you need it, I guess. I don't know what people use math for in IT, but maybe for something. But no, math is dumb. You can quote me on that. Put that on a t-shirt. Math is dumb. You got me. All right, fine. Math is great. How else are you gonna know how many times 3 goes into 9? Right? Gotta know math. I guess that's useful for something. You know what? Actually, I used math when I was doing carpentry. If you're like, it's like fractions and measurements. Sure. Okay. Measurements. Fine. That's fine. We'll allow math for measurements. If you have to know how many sixteenths, right? It's like, all right, it's 9/16. So that was the only time I ever used it. And that was just reading a tape measure. I haven't done that in forever, luckily. I haven't had to do that. The good old days. So yeah, this is me just going through with a PN Micron and kind of just figuring out what lines I'm going to use here. So yeah, man, you got me all worked up talking about math. Oh God, I'm all sweaty now. Jeez. Ugh, exhausted. I'm exhausted having to shout about how much math is terrible. You know what's great? Reading comic books. And you know where my comic books are available? Zoop.gg. Right now, go to zoop.gg and sign up for Warhood issue 1. This is my character, Warhood. Created him like 7 years ago. Archived the Warhood Odyssey. I have like 2 volumes, huge backstory. Love this character. He's definitely my most favorite character I've ever created. But if you've never seen my work and you are unfamiliar with it, don't worry, because Warhood issue 1 on zoop.gg right now is a great jumping on point. So DylanDistraction.com, that's my YouTube channel. You can watch it. I'm live streaming on YouTube right now. Hey, YouTube. And I'm also live streaming right now on Instagram. Zoop.gg. My money is funny right now. I will take it to the queue. Yeah, definitely. The campaign launches in March. Bunch of reward levels. You know, anything anybody can chip in to help us hit goal would be great. This character is, you know, I got a lot planned for this character, but first we have to get this first issue funded. So grab a copy of Warhood issue 1, or just digital. There's digital levels available and original art levels available. So zoop.gg. And you got till March, so save up, everybody. I'd love to be able to hit goal early so we can have a bunch of stretch goals, but first we got to hit that goal. So zoop.gg. Link is in my bio. And if you hate math, you'll love Warhood. If you love math, I don't know what to tell you. Comic books are better. If it's like comic books or math, comic books every time. I mean, come on. Comic books are the best. Math is the worst. All right, I'm going to sign off here. This has been fun. I'm going to try to come on and do more lives like this in the evenings. Just kind of wanted to make sure that this setup worked. Streaming live on Instagram and YouTube. DylanDistraction.com is my YouTube channel. Zoop.gg is where you can sign up for the Warhood issue 1 campaign launching in March. MakeComicsCool.com is my Patreon. DylanAndrewsArt.com if you want to see my work and get free comics. And yeah, like, subscribe, thumbs up, share. Appreciate you. Okay, bye.